So please visit our platform and kindly share your feedback. And if you need lens handle, please feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think we'll be starting in the.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Sanket, for taking on the stage for us. Okay, so everyone is here. Thank you so much for waiting for all of us and everyone. It was raining really heavily outside. So let's get this started. So welcome everyone, all Web3 wizards, all our esteemed founders who are here with us today. So it's my first time speaking here on the stage. So I am not as confident as Sanket there was, but anyways, let's hope everything goes right. It's our first event for Block Talks, so for any mistakes, I apologize in advance. But okay, so we're thrilled to kick off this event, Block Talks for us here. Now, the agenda or the aim behind Block Talk is to connect all the founders, all the communities that we have and we have seen grow in the Web3 world, right? Now, going to numerous events across India and numerous meetups across India and across globes, we have seen one thing, that there is always a core community behind each event, each meetup. A group of people who just got it, right? Who just get it. So we are trying to build something similar here with our meetup Block Talks. Now, we are live on all the platforms. We are live on Binance. We are live on our YouTube, live on our Block Talks YouTube channel, and we are live everywhere. So we are thrilled to have you guys here. Thank you so much for making it. And we'd like to call upon our first speaker, and we'd love to have you.
Yeah. So thank you, Himanshu, for giving us an introduction about what we are doing, what Block Talk is. So let's not wait any further and let's introduce our first speaker, Mr. Vikas Singh from NFT FM. Please give it a round of applause.
Thank you. Hey guys, very good evening. Hey, hi. I was actually looking for Anupam and our Shantu Bhai. Shantu Bhai, gaadi to niche hai. Hey guys, hi, I'm Vikas. I'm actually building something really cool. That's what I think. I'm building something on top of NFTs. How many of you are aware about NFTs? How many of you know blockchain? How many of you have invested in crypto? How many of you are waiting for the bull run? I like that some people actually raise both of their hands. Okay, cool. Let me actually introduce first of all what NFTFN is doing extensively and how did I started my journey. I'm glad Anupam is here. Actually, in 2016 I was actually looking for something to change my career or something like that. I was a back-end developer, Java. Back then, I was aggressively looking for some unconventional technology where I can dedicate my brain cycles because Java 8, Java 9 बहुत ज़्यादा ऊपर से ज़्यादा था. मैंने कहा भाई ये तो नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि उसमें एक लेवल के बाद से समझना बंद हो जाता. So I was continuously looking for such things. So big data, Hadoop वगैरह ये सब देख रहा था. तो एक दिन अचानक से मुझे किसी ने blockchain से introduce कराया. And in 2016 it was really hard to get this much people. I think Anupam will agree with me and people at the batch 2016 में भी उससे पहले वाले batch वाले भी होंगे यहाँ पे. But they will agree to this thing कि इतने बंदे को वहाँ पे होना तो बहुत मतलब या तो हम gain Bitcoin के उसमें या फिर हम लोग कुछ scam कर रहे हैं. So I happened to go to Anupam's meetup and I met this amazing guy and then he also he was very patient. I was asking too many questions from Anupam. मेरे को ये भी बताओ वो भी बताओ and he's helping me to understand a lot many things. And that's how my journey started. I'm glad that I could found a very small tribe जहाँ पे मैं अपने questions put up कर सके. And today we have this much amazing. I think there are almost 50 to 60 people here right now. So that's how my journey started, and then I continued to actually learn a lot about blockchain by myself, and then I shifted my career from Java developer to Ethereum full-time Solidity Ethereum developer, and that's how my journey started. Then I got into a healthcare company. I was helping them to do EHR on chain, and then slowly and gradually that company ended up buying Zepay. So today the owner of Zepay actually my ex-employer. So for a very brief amount of time I also worked with Zepay. And in 2018, I happened to take the leap of faith. I started my own company. It was more of a service company which wanted to become a product company. So I was doing services, but I getting all the work done from outside, and I'm using that money to actually create products. I build many products. So that's how I'm always a product guy, because I have seen how a correct product can actually change the trajectory of not just the founders, but the people it impacts, right? And that's how now I'm actually building NFTFL from last 2 years with my amazing co-founder Abhishek. Abhishek takes care of all the CMO related job and community, and he's absolutely kick-ass there, because he's the one like who used to handle a lot of startups, enthusiasts and founders community back in 2016-17. So he's an OG of community building. So I and him used to, I would say, interact a lot on frequent basis around the NFTs and stuff, because it was really hard to understand and really hard to make money in NFTs. So I was trying to understand what is this NFTs all about. And if I can boil down what NFT is all about, it is actually like some culture. How many of you would relate to the comics, Raj Comics, Cobra, ये सब, right? अच्छा, J.K. Rowling की book Harry Potter किसने पढ़ी है? So you guys relate to it, right? So this is like a culture. So NFTs are nothing but a new way of creating communities, because you have some shared culture, right? And everybody seems to like that culture. Hi sir. So that's what NFTs are all about. It's bringing people together because you somehow believe in the shared culture. We in 2021, I and Abhishek was trying to ask one simple question. How many of you here understands or own BAYC? What is BAYC? Board Ape Arts Club NFT project? Yuga Labs, right? That's one of the blue chip NFTs in Ethereum ecosystem, like D-Gods in Solana, Utes and all these things. So we asked just one simple question, that okay, I own a BAYC, but what can I do more? Rather than flaunting it, what I can do further with that, right? And that question was not leading us to many answers. I was not getting a lot of answers other than putting it up my Twitter DP, PFP, rather than rocking it as my PFP. I cannot do much about that, right? So that's where our journey, I would say digging started, that what we can do further from these NFTs. And that's how we end up doing that. We want to create some financial products on top of NFTs. Just like you have today a DeFi ecosystem already built on top of crypto, we end up taking the similar route, that how can we create and bring new kind of financial products on top of NFTs. I hope you can now relate. That's where now our first product is all about how can you go long and short on NFT without owning NFTs, without even thinking like आपका NFT जो आपके MetaMask में या कहीं पे पड़ा हुआ है by chance hack हो गया तो सब कुछ चला जाएगा. So it's easier, secure way to still enjoy the volatility of NFTs and never lose the opportunity of making money in that trading market. So I'll just start. I have created a very simple demo of the product. Vida, will you help me with the product?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that I have recorded a loop video. It's very simple. I'll just hang on a second. If you can run it at 1.2 or 1.5x, that would be great.
I'm Vikas. I'm the co-founder and CEO of NFT.
Just hang on a second. Can you pause? It is actually, otherwise it is 7 minutes. I don't think that we will take that much time. Okay. If you can run it directly from the browser, it has the way that you can actually run it at 1.5x. Shall I give you the Loom video link? You have? Sanket? Okay, Rita, I'll send you the Loom link. You can send it to her. Okay, so anyway, that's about my journey. I'm pretty excited about it. We raised $500,000 last year. We are like 16 people strong team. 8 people are from tech. We have quant folks also, because it's a fintech product. So it's like a Web3 fintech product. We cannot do it without the quant team, in-house quant team. All these 16 people are in-house. They absolutely have given their blood and sweat to the product. It actually is on a surface level. It's I would say it's very simple, but behind the scene, a lot of engineering marvel has gone into. I think we are ready for this. It would be great if you run it, yeah, from there itself. 1.5 is also fine.
Hey everyone, hi, I'm Vikas. I'm the co-founder of FTFN is a platform which allows any trader to go long and short on an index which is backed by blue chip entities. The reason we built this platform is to give an avenue to the blue chip entity holders when the price of their holdings are going down. We wanted to make sure that these NFT holders have a way to hedge the downside risk when the market price of their NFTs are going down. The platform is pretty self-explanatory, and we have built it keeping the experience of a trader in mind. This is our website, and it has two modes, Pro and Lite. Let us take you to the platform. This is a platform where you will connect your wallet, ideally a MetaMask. Once you are logged in, you will see an application like this. Let me connect a completely new wallet. And let's see how this thing takes you forward. The first thing that this application checks is whether your wallet is connected. And the next is you are on the right network. The third one is the verify wallet step, where you sign some transactions. After doing that, you need to agree to the terms of services. Once you are done, you will be here. This is the section where you can see what we are offering. Today it's Supernova. Supernova details are that it's a float price NFT perpetual product which allows you to go long and short on all that. Supernova is built by taking the geometric mean of the float price of the top 5 blue chip NFTs. The method allows you to select these top 5 blue chip NFTs are discussed separately. Once you are in it, you can take market order and limit order. Since it's a new wallet, you need to top up it. So topping it up right now, it's pretty easy. It's straightforward. You just simply click on Get Test Spread. This will open up a MetaMask window, and it will immediately, you can simply just click on it. It will take some time, and then you will have some wallet, some money in the wallet. Once the transaction is successful, you can click Deposit Now and use the available wallet balance. Let's say I selected max. For first, I approve NFTFN to use my wallet balance. Once the approved transaction is done, you will simply have a deposit button enabled. Once that is done, you can simply select the money to be deposited. As of now, I have invested 100 in it. Once the message of the deposit successfully is here, you can refresh your window. Boom, you have all the details here. The reason that you have total buying power as 1000 is this because you have 10x leverage available in the platform. So let me walk you through the market orders. The way market order works is simply that you have to enter the quantity. Select the side on which side you want to trade. For an example, if you're long, you simply enter the quantity 1. Market orders are taken up by an FTFL directly. We generally do not take any guess from the customers. That is auto-adjusted when you enter the price and we take the fees. The fees is automatically taken up. Once the market order is through, you can see that your position has started reflecting here. You can simply see that your average buying part is reflecting here. That was the position that you took from here. Your liquidation price and your average is also reflecting. Let's move to the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, we can see the health of our account. We can gauge the health of our margin factor Q, all-time P, what's the current value of the account, and different other parameters. We can also deposit and withdraw from this. Let's move to the positions. Open positions help you track two things. One, the overall positions, overall P&L, as well as once you have a funding accrued enough, then you can also claim your funding. This again goes back to your margin account. We have also very strong documentations enabled for our platform. A newbie can actually go through the documentation and can get the updated information about our platform, the reason to choose these top NFTs, the USPs, and different other social network handles for them to get up and running with NFTs. We also have important sections listed on the left side of our documentation. There are few features which we are working on. The recent trade, the funding, and the debt. All these information will start coming on the platform really soon. For today, that's all. We wish that you loved our platform. We think that you can actually start doing the trading on our platform. We are very much closer to the mainnet launch. I hope you like it. This is the small walkthrough of our platform. In future, there will be more markets other than the SME and mainnet. There will be individual projects. There will be different other markets which we take that will add value to the NFT holders and flippers and speculators. So thanks a lot for your time. We wish to hear from you soon. If you find anything, you just let me know. Thank you.
I think that's all from my side. I'm sorry, it was my first time recording Lumen and there was a lot of hiccup. I hope that you can get a little bit of understanding what the product is all about. I hope you can give us feedback, try our product. Right now it's in testnet, but we are heading to token 2049 and my team actually is working right now on Saturday, Sunday as well just to get us push onto the mainnet. And we think that we are ready now to actually offer this product on mainnet, and we would be more than happy actually if you guys can just try out our product with $10, $50, $100 once the product is live. We would love to have you actually follow our journey on our Twitter handle, and we are about to launch ourselves on mainnet. And yeah, thanks a lot. If you guys have any question, I'm here. Please find me and ask me question. Yeah. So the user persona or ICP, the ideal customer profile, is the people who are trading already on DYDX, GMX, and Perp.com. Because if you see, the product is not actually directly targeted towards NFT people, it's directed towards traders. And just to give you a number, DYDX generally do on a dull day close to $1 billion worth of trading daily. At peak it was 3.5. When FTX went down, it touched to 3.5. But okay, even if it is 100 to 200 million also daily basis, I think it's great numbers. And these kind of fintech product built on top of NFTs is somehow very important when blue chip NFTs worth of 100 ETH, 25 ETH, 50 ETH. Consider the case you just bought a BYC. Now you're worried that your prices are going nosediving. How can you essentially hedge your position in the open market? There is no way. That's where we come in, fill that gap. So I would say that we essentially be like it's a managed made in heaven with the NFT marketplaces, and we are talking to Rarible, OpenSea, and all those things. They understood the gravity of this product. So TAM is like right now little bit hard to identify, but we know that we are sitting at the cross section of DeFi as well as NFT. I hope I answered your question. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
deep insight about the demo of your product, and I wish all you very big success for the upcoming launch. And definitely talking of the upcoming event 2049, I wish you luck for that. Meet you there. We are also there, media official media partner. So taking this along, I would like to say that our Block Talk series we have started this year. So we have a vision that in this we try to share more and more insight to our audience from different aspects, right? So we have this this segment coming up where we would like to invite you people to come up and say something, because we believe every voice has a richness to add value, to add some insight to people, right? So I would love to see if you want to come, if anyone want to come, share some insight, tell something about themselves, if something they have learned, anyway they have started with Web3 or any funny, any insight, anything, that would be great. So I would like to ask from the audience if people want to come up. Yeah, so give it a round of applause for him.
Okay, thank you so much, Rudra, for having me. And I really like your product, Mr. Vikas. Thank you so much for this time. My name is Rajat and I represent CoinGate. So CoinGate is basically a crypto news firm. So let me talk in Hindi. So ज़्यादा मजा आएगा और अच्छे से समझ भी आएगा, right? So like, how many of you guys have awareness of crypto industry? Thoroughly, थोड़ा बहुत पता है. Obviously, yeah. Okay, great. So basically, CoinGate is basically a crypto news platform that helps all the projects and NFTs or different kind of project in the Web3 industry in getting their content live on their platform. So we are nowadays Asia's leading crypto news platform. थोड़ा बहुत local media से भी compete कर रहे हैं, right? So yeah, I have been in this industry for the last 5 years. So I have identified many things. Like there are many projects coming on board. One major problem, any crypto platform or any like blockchain platform faces to get right audience, right? To get the right audience, we basically make our own due diligence. CoinGate makes its own due diligence and come up with a unique content that actually can help in onboarding right audience for their platforms, right? So major purpose of any project marketing is getting users on board, right? So user acquisition कैसे होगा जब सही content सही result पड़ेंगे, right? So CoinGate has acquired more than 5 million users globally, specifically crypto users on their platform, right? So that's all. So that's my introduction and the introduction of CoinGate. So I would love to connect all of you guys, right? If you really want to know more about CoinGate and how we can help you guys in getting your content live and showcase to all the people in the crypto industry globally. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Thank you, Rajat, for giving such a good introduction. So, would love to have another one who is coming up next. Yeah, please. What's your good name? Weber. Great. What do you do, Weber?
Firstly, thank you very much for having me here. I am Weber. I am a Web3 content marketer. I help Web3 projects in building trust in the ecosystem because we all know after FTX scene and in 2022 what happened, the series of bad things happened because of which we lost, some of us or the audience in general lost trust in the ecosystem. So the major reason why we are unable to move forward and making crypto and Web3 ecosystem mainstream, I believe, is the lack of trust. So I help Web3 projects building that trust. How we do it? I believe the best marketing strategy is educating people. So we do it by educating people. How? By providing valuable content. It can be related to their own project or Web3 in general. There are a lot of people searching various terms related to Web3. Like recently what happened, Polygon, ZK, EVM, Validium, like the announcement happened, and people were not even aware about what is it. So if a project has the capacity to answer those questions initially, I believe there they can grab the initial market. So by providing enough knowledge about the Web3 ecosystem to their target audience, they can build that trust, establish their authority in the market, and increase conversation around their brand, which can potentially lead to conversions. Conversions in terms of like building a tribe of supporters, aka the community, we call it in the crypto world. Weekends and community will become your potential users, can become your potential investors. So I believe there is a popular saying in the marketing world, content is king. I believe content is kingdom. So I have Web3 projects creating that kingdom through like insane, by providing insane amount of value to the community. So this is a little bit about me. Thank you very much. And about Coinbase, I have heard about it. I have gained enough knowledge, like a lot of knowledge through Coinbase. I follow them rigorously, for any kind of blogs or news. I have turned my Google alert on with the term Coinbase as well. Because there is a lot you can learn from the media company, and whatever they are saying is very true. They are Asia's leading media company. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Eva, for sharing it. Good to have you. So, who would like to come next? Yeah. What's your good name, sir? All yours.
Thanks so much. Hi guys, I'll just start with one quotation. और quotation में एक question पूछूंगा. किस किसको लगता है crypto fad? Starting में सबको लगा है. Be honest, लगा है. And I would say कि crypto और blockchain as a technology came for a solution. But अगर हम देखा जाए कोई भी product बनता है, कोई भी solution बनता है, वो mass adoption से होता है, right? Blockchain भी आया, it had an initial ideation कि वो mass adoption होना चाहिए. But एक गांव में बैठे बंदे को क्या फर्क पड़ता है blockchain आए ना? Being honest with you, क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि उसे उठना है, अपना खेल चलाना है, he has to earn his money, earn his bread every single day. It is our job to make their lives easier with the help of this technology. This is what I believe, and this is how I started my journey. क्योंकि मैं भी okay, I am a lawyer right now. And मैं अपने second year में मैंने blockchain से introduce हुआ था. कैसे हुआ था? Was like, how many of you know about Serbian airdrop? किसको पता है? Exactly. So like, does anybody have any vague clue with what is chainlink? So exactly, like chainlink. So chainlink नहीं होता. Do you know what is Oracle? What is an Oracle? Exactly. So chainlink provides a decentralized Oracle network. But इसका फार्मर से क्या रिलेशन है? मैंने जब Oracle के बारे में पढ़ा, पहले मैंने एक पॉडकास्ट देखा था, अगर किसी ने देखा हो, लेक्स फ्राइडमैन और सर्गी का एक पॉडकास्ट है, and that was the point I decided good मुझे यहाँ घुसना है. Being from a non-tech background, मतलब I am a law student, I was a law student at that point of time, but I was like मुझे घुसना है, मुझे सीखना है. क्योंकि for एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं, क्रॉप इंश्योरेंस पता है क्या होता है आप लोगों को? कि अगर मेरी क्रॉप अगर बारिश नहीं हुई, फार्मर इज डिपेंडेंट फॉर द इरिगेशन ऑन रेन होने. अगर वो इंश्योरेंस कराता है, अगर बारिश नहीं हुई तो मैं इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से जाके पैसे दे दूंगा. अब हम सबको पता है इंश्योरेंस के पैसे निकलवाने में कितना टाइम लगता है, कितना वो पेपर वर्क होता है, फिर तुम और उसके ऑफिस में जाओ, क्लेम करो, सब कुछ करो. नो व्हाट इफ देयर इज टेक्नोलॉजी जो ऑटोमेटिकली प्रिडिक्ट कर ले कि अगर 31 तारीख को बारिश नहीं हुई, ऑटोमेटिकली इसके अकाउंट में पैसे दे देंगे फार्मर को. This was something which was made possible by oracles at that point of time. 2017 में oracles आने चालू हो गए. And जब मुझे पता लगा this can be possible, मैंने खुद ने एक पेपर लिखा. उसके बाद I wrote a paper of introduction of smart contracts on international commercial transactions. कि oracles and smart contract is one such thing जो again mass adoption के लिए important है, but user को इतना फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा उससे, but हमारी जॉब है कि उनका काम आसान हो. And that is how I started my Web3 journey. उसका मैं papers देखे. Right now I am with a company known as Lighthouse. So again, Web 1, Web 2, Web 3 तीनों आए. तीनों में एक चीज common है, that is data. Data की ownership change होती रहती है. अभी आपका जो data है that is being held by the centralized companies like AWS. आपके data से वो लोग पैसे कमा रहे हैं और आपको कुछ नहीं. Web3 was like one of the main, I would say one of the main proposition of Web3 was ownership of data, and that is where we come in. We provide you the true ownership of your data. At the end of the day, you will know आपका data कहाँ store हुआ है, आप उसे modify कर सकते हो, आप कहाँ चाहते हो store हो, and you have your own governance over it. I would say. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for all your knowledge, man. Thank you so much for it. Next up on agenda, we have our next keynote speaker. He's from Bold.io, one of the biggest gaming blockchain platform. They even showcased their product on Shark Tank India this year. They were on there. So give it up for Shubham. He's not just a tech geek, he's also a business savvy. He's an MBA grad from IIM Lucknow. So give it up for Shubham, please guys, come on.
Hi guys, lovely to meet all of you guys there. So I represent Bold.io. We are a GameFi project, of course, but we build games around cricket. So basically our target audience is Southeast Asia nations. So a little bit about our platform. We have two sets of games. First are, let's say, hyper-casual games. Free to play, no NFTs required, you get some tokens. Very casual in nature, and the second set of games, which I think we pushed them live just a couple of weeks back. So first of them is a fantasy sports game, fantasy cricket. Pretty much like Dream 11, but with one big change, that you need to own player cards to have, let's say, Virat Kohli in your team. Not everyone can take Virat Kohli in your team. You need to own Virat Kohli cards so that you can take him in your team. And of course, you need to own player cards in card games. So that's a bit about the platform, two sets of games, hyper casual and card games. Now a bit about myself. I have been working in financial markets industry for 3 years in forex department, helping clients manage their forex risk. But during COVID, we had, I think, a lot of free time on our hands, and that's why when I went into the crypto rabbit hole. I started, setting up an Ethereum mining rig. I bought GPUs at twice the rate at what they're available now. I made a lot of loss, not just in buying crypto, but mining crypto as well. But soon I realized there is it's a revolution and it's better, and I want to be a part of, my career should be a part of it, and I want to see blockchain not just as a money-making scheme, but you could design something for next 50 years in the world. So, but personally for me, there was a problem. I was not a developer. I had not built a product, and I definitely still cannot, design and create monkey JPEGs and sell it for $1 million. So that's why I went into tokenomics and game design because I think that's what I was more comfortable with. So that brings me to the topic I want to discuss today. It's not much as a demo of our platform. The app is available on Play Store and App Store. You can try it yourself. It's fairly easy to understand. The topic I want to talk about is, building sustainable game economies in Web3 games. Coming to Web3 game economies, I think any sustainable Web3 game economy has three main pillars. One is currency stability. Second is price rationality, and third is proper allocation. So, what is a currency in a game? What qualifies anything to be a currency in any economy? Three things. First is, store of value. People should trust its value should not fluctuate a lot. Second is medium of exchange. You can buy items of value from that currency. And third is measure of account. You can compare different items in terms of it. Right? We have a rupee currency in our country. We can measure a lot of things in rupees. So that's why it works as a currency. It's important to have a currency stability. We all want the currency we are holding to go 10x, 100x. But if you are planning to do that, it's not sustainable, especially in a game, because it might go 10x, it might go 100x. But the users who are coming at 100x, they are going to see the next maybe currency dropping 90% or 100%. So it's important to have a stable currency in the game. Let's say I take two examples. The first is the honeymoon period of any game. Lots of users are coming in. So there are fixed number of assets, but way too many users. The prices are going up crazily. We have seen that happen in NFTs and in many games as well. A good example is Axie Infinity. So the thing, in this case, how we can manage currency stability is probably introducing some kind of decay function in assets. Let's say, for an example, we have a card game, Bolt.io Fantasy. We have a Virat Kohli card, right? So we have to introduce some sort of decay function to maintain the price stability. The way to do that could be, let's say we launch Virat Kohli cards 2023 edition. It's good to have, as player number of users increase, but the number of cards are same. The price is going to go haywire. So what we can do is we introduce some sort of decay function so that a 2023 Virat Kohli card has, let's say, his tags start till 2023 only. And in the next cycle of users come in 2024, 2025, we introduce another set of cards which are updated till 2024 stats. So how it helps is the assets are not concentrated in the hands of the first set of 100 or 1000 users. The assets decay slowly. Or let's say if you're playing a trump card game in 2025 using cards on our platform. So of course, the Virat Kohli card is still going to be powerful, but till 2025, let's say Virat Kohli has 10 more centuries. So a 2025 card is way more powerful than a 2023 Virat Kohli card. So in that manner, we can create we can create a decay in the assets, and hopefully we can control the price. The other case would be when, let's say, the users are stagnant, number of users are stagnant, prices are decreasing. How do you help maintain the price? You're not targeting the price to go 10x, but you're targeting the price to not fluctuate a lot. In this, for this, we can create what we say are, let's say, sinks. So there is a game called Citadel in which you have a ship which is represented by an NFT. Let's say the ship goes in an uncharted territory. It's venturing into a risky area in search of better rewards. So if you do not play well, the ship can sink and the NFT gets burned in the game. We have often heard that tokens are getting burned, but in this game the NFTs get burned as well. So what this does is, even if the number of users are constant, you are reducing the number of assets in supply by introducing burn mechanisms. So that helps with reducing the number of assets if the users are constant. So again, that helps you maintain the price stability for that as well. So we talked about currency stability in Web3 games. Next is price rationality. And it's very simple to understand. Items of higher value should have higher price than items of lesser value. And easier to understand, but it has its own challenges. Like if you're launching a new game, what's the right price to start with, right price to sell your assets with? And there is no easy solution with it, but you have to price your assets in a way that it's responsive to the demand that it has. There is no perfect solution, but there are some better solutions than others. Let's say if you do a public poll on Discord with your community, what should be the price like? So I won't appreciate that solution a lot because people behave differently in polls and when their money is at stake. A better solution could be an auction, not a very small time limited auction, but a prolonged auction going multiple days where genuine people can try out your game before putting large amount of money in your game. And the third pillar that I talked about was, I think it was correct allocation, proper allocation of assets. It's important because here not just the game economy design guys, but the product and strategy guys also get involved. It basically means allocating right goods to the right personas. So let's say in your game you have two personas, one is warrior and the other is healer. So you are dropping two kinds of assets, one is swords and one is, let's say, shield. So you have to design your game in such a way that the warrior personas, they get the swords, and the healer persona, they get the shields. And in the right proportion too, so that it does not disturb the game economy as well. So I think just summarizing the three pillars that I talked about in designing sustainable game economies, it's price rationality, proper allocation, and most important, currency stability. So I think that's about it. Just one more learning that I like to share is I think gamers are fine as long as with equal opportunity but non-equal rewards. As long as the rewards per unit of, let's say, time spent, effort spent, or dollar spent, or skill is broadly consistent. As long as you are maintaining in the game, you are fair to the gamers. I think gamers are fine, and you should build for the long term. The short term, you might see a 10x to 100x, but the people who have seen 10x to 100x, they might be, let's say, just 5,000 people. And 50,000 people that come into a game, that might get 100x the price. And it's very difficult for you to give a 10x price rise to those as well. So that's why instead of a short term 100x price, you should target stable currency which goes slow but steady. I think that's all from my topic. And if you are keen, just check out our app on Play Store and App Store. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Subhash. Thank you so much. Hope you guys understand better about the gaming economy now. So for next up, we have with us a guy who is at the forefront of the crypto trading world. We have Santosh with us from CoinX. He is the marketing ambassador for CoinX. Please give it up for Santosh, guys.
So this is my first speech in offline event. Good evening to everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today with among all the crypto enthusiasts and pioneers around the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. So let me introduce myself first. I am Santosh Kumar. Honored to be a CoinX marketing ambassador. So I started my journey as a CoinX marketing pioneer. So what defines me is like commitment to continuous learning. So if someone asks me a question today, if I don't know, it's my mission to find it and learn it. So same way, I feel many people here will be as same as me, commitment to learning. So the more we say I don't know, the more we grow and more we learn, and we'll get our invaluable insights. So let me share what is CoinX and how CoinX works. So CoinX is basically a global cryptocurrency exchange. When I say global cryptocurrency exchange, everyone will be having a question in their mind. Basically, I met many people. Many people will be questioning me like, why should I choose a global currency exchange when I can easily deposit and withdraw on local currency in an Indian exchange? So when it comes to global currency exchange, it's not about the withdrawal or deposit. It's all about the service, security, and reliability. That's what a global currency exchange promises to provide its users. So CoinX is basically founded in December 2016 by Hypoion, our CEO. So I'm so proud that from 2017 till today, CoinX doesn't have any incidents. We also provide with 100% reserve. So we are already available in 50 languages. CoinX offers product services like exchange futures, margin trading, AMM, and static trading. And you can see that CoinX is a global cryptocurrency exchange under BTC Group. So as CoinX comes under BTC Group is a world's top fifth mining pool company. So through this connection, CoinX ensures stable and reliability. Yeah, through this connection, CoinX ensures stable and reliability, and the fund flows like CoinX is backed by via BTC. Yeah, this is centrally exchange and decentralized exchange. Like how the central exchange decentralized goes until 2030. This is not working. So this is CoinX services, spot futures, margin trading, AMM. AMM is nothing but automated market making, where you can like if you liquidate a token, and if that token is like if it is a CET is a token, native token of CoinX. So if you liquidate, add a liquidity in the AMM section. If the trading is happening for an hour, the trading fee generated by CoinX is $10,000. So 1% is your liquidity. You will be earning around 100 USDT. So same way CoinX swap. What's special in CoinX swap is like you can swap to multi-chain. And auto investment system is basically like a bot where you can give manual inputs and you can gain profits. So CoinX is a simple interface where as an Indian trader or investor you can easily find how to use CoinX, and the flexible KYC is a plus point. We don't mandatory, our KYC section is like it's not mandatory for every user. When you cross 10,000 USD dollars withdrawal limit, that time only you need KYC. So when it comes to secure and stable, as I already said, CoinX is backed by via BTC Group. Through this connection, we provide long-run reliability through the mining skills of via BTC. So regional support, we do have around 200 plus countries. We have a special support team in each country. So we are supported by 700 tokens plus trading base of 1,100 plus. So there are other three things comes under via BTC, which is CoinX Smart Chain. This Smart Chain is CoinX own Smart Chain, where it is 128 million staked already. So we also have multi-chain bridge, where you can swap from one chain to other chain within a second on very less fees. And we also have our own wallet, which is called as Via Wallet. It supports to 10 blockchains, can store multi-swap. We are in this Via Wallet also, there is multi-chain swap, and we also have staking features and browsing of DApps as MetaMask too. So one swap is decentralized exchange. We do have our decentralized exchange. So you can find this in oneswap.io. So our own decentralized built on CoinX Smart Chain. So all this decentralized DApps and other projects use a CET as a gas fee. So it is very minimal compared to other blockchains. So mining and prediction pool, there is a mining and prediction pool where you can mine by adding the liquidity of the tokens. And also the prediction pool is like there is a chart be running, so you have to, it's like option trading where you will be predicting the next 5 minutes and double your profits. So fully audited contracts will be done on OneSwap. So we already partnered with EOB Wallet and DApp and DBank. So CoinX token. CoinX has burned 1.8 million token already, which is allocated to the team. So like CoinX, from the beginning, CoinX was burning 50% of that token, which means like if the profit of the month is around like 1 crore, they will be repurchasing the 50 lakhs with they'll be repurchasing CT with their 50 lakhs and they will burn it. So after reaching the 3 billion, they have reduced that to 20% just like 2 months before. So all the CoinX CT token will be detected as a trading fee. We also have a VIP privilege, like if you hold a CoinX token which is a CT, in the exchange you will be having a special customer care, and we also like be giving giveaways when it's your birthday. So like same way as I said, gas for text, token of smart chain which is a CT. So you can check all this repurchase and burning history in coinx.com as /token. So we do have a ambassador program where we encourage YouTubers and community people. So when it will be registered under special optional referral code. So through this code, if a user registered, you will be getting 40% to 50% on their trading fee, and it's a good opportunity for calls. CoinX market making. So if you are a group of professional trading and you are an individual trader where your volume is more than 5 million, you get special features of like maker and taker fee and stable API, interest free credit, all those stuff will be given to you by CoinX. Yeah, we have started like making the market from March 2021. Still now we have been reached to 15 languages, 200 plus countries, and we still exploring throughout the world. So this is what CoinX. I'm really sorry I'm really stuck in the middle. So this is my first event, so I'm a little bit shy.
It's okay, Santosh. We truly understand it's your first time. It's also our first time hosting such an event, and we are also on the same level. We have been facing a lot of learning. We have been seeing a lot of learnings, a lot of things has been unfolded today, and I hope you guys are enjoying too, since we are working hard to make it successful. So now we have another person, a very special guest coming up on stage. So give it a huge round of applause for Mr. Anupam from Dynamite.
Thank you, Rita, and thank you, Ahmed, for putting this up and inviting me here. Very excited to speak to all of you. I think there are a lot of use cases in blockchain. One after the other. Vikas is solving one use case, and I see folks are going about solving a lot of use cases. The one use case that excited me the most personally was cross-border payments. And I've been dreaming to solve that for a very long time. And I think we're at the cusp of expediting a lot of it. And I want to tell you more about Dynamite. So let me ask you guys. I think Dynamite is something that you can all probably relate to. Have you guys received crypto payment from any of your employer or a friend? Yeah. So like you do your work, they pay you in crypto. But like your bills are not getting paid in crypto, right? So you have to liquidate, then you have to think of taxation, yada yada yada, and then you can't pay your rent in crypto, all of that stuff. Sometimes what happens is that your employer wants to pay you in fiat, but you wanted crypto, right? So that has also happened, a lot of use cases like that. So Dynamite does that, but the most exciting part of Dynamite is that it does fiat to fiat or cross-border payments. So right now we are live in the US, we are live in Europe, we are in 15 countries in Africa, we are in India, we are in UK. So we are doing from all of these regions to Africa, India to Africa, Africa to India, intra-Africa as well. So basically in no time we want to build a system which is slightly better than Swift, and we want to move money like an email any day of the week, or even Saturday, Sunday open, and basically free of cost, almost. So let me just try to show you a demo. Rita, if you, yeah, please play this. So this is Nigeria going to Central Africa. You say Nigerian user sending to Africa. What you have to do, you put an email, you put your first name, last name, put in your OTP, and yeah. So this is intra-Africa payment happening. This is the same way it will work for Europe to Africa, US to Africa, India to Africa, Africa to India, vice versa. So you select the payment method that's there, and then you select the recipient's payment method, how do they want to receive the payment, and that's it. You make the payment, and they receive the payment, and the payment will be initiated, and as soon as the person receives the money, within 1 hour at max. The last time we tested, remember, it was probably like 2 hours, the user received their funds full. And we are proud to say that in the corridors that we are serving right now, we are faster than PayPal, we are cheaper than PayPal, we are faster than Wise, we are cheaper than Wise. And we are regulated by FinCEN in the US, which is we have an MSP license. We are like our entire operations runs out of the US. So our MSP license, money service business license, is from a FinCEN, which is a regulatory authority in the US. So all the reporting that we do for all the transactions that are suspicious and all that stuff, that happens in there. And yeah, right now we are scaling the product. We are not in beta anymore. We are not private beta or anything. We are 100% live. If you want to receive a payment from a client in the US tomorrow, you can use Dynamite, and you will get the money within 2 hours. Rather than USD coming to in your bank, and then you are selling that USD, all of that stuff. Or better yet, if your client is sending you USDT or any stable coin or BTC or ETH, you can directly use Dynamite and you will receive INR in your bank account directly. Or if they are paying in USD and you want to receive crypto, that's also fine. It's a pretty flexible product. So yeah, please do check out Dynamite, and if you have any questions, I'll be hanging around for a little bit after this talk. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Anupam, for such an introduction. Okay, so we have another training round now. So are you guys feeling the big board? Do you want to play something? Say yes? Yes. That's great. So now we have our crypto quest, where I'll be presenting you a few questions. There you have to answer it. Let's check out how much knowledge do you have about Web3. They are very basic questions, and the more faster you reply and the more accurate you reply, that will add on to you, or that will give you a closer look to come up as a winner. So we will be selecting 5 people from the participant as a winner, and guess what? There will be goodies to win. After the whole panel discussion, as we have mentioned in the discussion in the agenda, we will be announcing those winners. Good? So please scan this QR code, and on your phone, the questions of the quest will be displayed.
Guys, if you're not able to scan it, you can just go to slido.com and put in that number 222-704, and you'll be able to join directly.
A lot of people are joining, like 30 plus people are joining. Wow. So should I wait for a minute, or are you guys doing, or should we start? Let's start it. So here on your mobile screen. Make sure you take the right answer on time.
I see most of us know what the right answer was. Let's go next. This was the most difficult questions while searching for the questions. So let's see how many of us get it right. I'm glad to see all of us here know what the primary goal of Web3 is at least.
great, last question. Great, we have 5 winners. So let me tell you who are the winner. One is Nilesh. Give a round of applause for him, Nilesh. Yay! Second we have Yogesh Siddhi. Where is Yogesh? Put your hand. Oh, great. Third we have Mr. Shantanu. Wow, yay! Okay, next, who is this Meta TXL? Oh, what's your good name? Priyag. Yay. Next is Avi. Avi, where is Avi? Oh, great. So, thank you for participating in our session. Definitely, we will be giving all the winners some goodies from our community partners socially. So, you will be getting some goodies plus a Lens account plus an exclusive t-shirt. So, get it going. And I would like to ask Mr. Sanket to come over the stage and get this exciting conversation going ahead. So, give it a round of applause for him.
Hello. Thank you, Block Talks, for organizing this. So, my name is Sanket and I am from Quill Audits. Quill Audits is okay. Thank you. Quill Audits. I think most of you have heard of Quill Audits. Does anybody know what smart contract auditing is? Sir, please, can you help me out? For all the people from Web 2, I guess VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. That's what it is in Web 2, and we need a similar kind of mechanism for smart contracts. That's where this really desperate need of smart contract auditing, security, penetration, how do we know that whatever we are writing is absolutely safe? I think that's where, and Quill Audits are doing great. I know almost 1,000 projects that you guys have done. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vikas sir, for helping me out here. So basically the point of auditing, as sir already mentioned, is to assess vulnerabilities in smart contracts, because smart contracts at the end of the day is code and it is written by humans. So in Web3 the money is inside the code, right, as we say. So it makes the job for hackers easier. In Web2 you have to steal data and sell it, but in Web3 if they hack smart contracts they can get direct access to funds of users and investors. So that is what makes auditing so important. And some of the stats for Quill Audits, as you guys can see on the screen also, we've been in this industry for quite some time now. So coming down to some stats, I think some of the graph and figures might not be visible. So some of the stats if we go through, right? So in 2022 alone, in the quiz there was this question that what is DeFi, and the answer was decentralized finance. Right, so in DeFi only we lost $4 billion worth of funds. The investors lost $4 billion worth of funds. You can see that crypto hacks have resulted in $35 billion lost in funds since the starting of the industry. And all of this, right, all the funds lost, and you can see that 44% of the funds have been lost due to smart contract hacks. So, when you have phishing scams and you have different types of scams, right? So these things are very hard to catch because these are man-made errors, or there are different types of scams, right? Rug pulls, even though we do have proof for rug pull also, there can be some due diligence for rug pull as well. But essentially, there are smart contract hacks in which hackers exploit vulnerabilities and hack into smart contracts to actually go and just snatch the user funds, invest it into smart contracts. And that is what we tackle. Yeah, so this is the qualitative side of why, earlier we were talking about the quantitative reason as to why auditing is so important. Now we jump on to the qualitative reason as to why, smart contracts are so important, auditing is so important. And and we'll also be discussing this on the panel. But one of the reasons is to build trust, because as an investor, if you're always at the risk of losing funds while investing, why will you invest in a project, right? That's the big question. If you're always at the risk कि मैंने पैसा डाला और कोई चुरा लेगा, तो मैं क्यों इन्वेस्ट करूँगा? मैं बेवकूफ थोड़ी ना हूँ. So another thing is for the integrity of decentralized systems, we say that decentralized systems are more secure, they're more better than Web2 projects. I mean, and that's a fair point to make. But at the same time, if they're so vulnerable to being hacked at any point in time, then the question again arises on the integrity of decentralized systems. Yeah. So, I mean, in the past 5 years, we've done, we're almost touching 1,000 projects, and we secured $30 billion plus worth of funds by auditing different projects in the past 5 years or so. And, the reason, one of the reasons that a lot of firms prefer quill audits is, obviously due to a unique auditing methodology, which involves creating a very comprehensive report after doing very thorough testing and vulnerability analysis. So, I don't know if this is visible or not. I think, all of these are the hacks and the amounts stolen for different projects, and you can see, which of the projects are unaudited that have been hacked, right? And you can see some of the biggest hacks in which the maximum amount of funds that have been stolen have been unaudited. And in the table below, I think it's getting covered by the chairs. But you can see projects. Even after auditing, there's a risk of getting hacked. But you can see the amount for which the protocols, the audited protocols that got hacked was very less. You can see $34 million, $16 million, $10 million, and the unaudited projects that got hacked have been for $620 million, $600 million, $300 million. That again emphasizes on the importance of smart contract auditing. So again, these are some of the reasons why anybody should come to quill audits if you have a project, and why you should trust quill audits. Apart from our experience, a lot of the different elements that go into auditing, I think we've been through all of them, and we've been in a lot of different cycles, and as a company we've survived all these cycles primarily due to our expertise that lies. Since auditing is a very niche skill and not everyone can do it, you need a vast variety of experience with smart contracts, with auditing, different techniques, different tools, and that is what we have gathered through our journey in the past 5 or 6 years. So you can see some of the reasons why we are at the top of this game, and primarily another reason is that a lot of new blockchains come, a lot of new systems come every single day, and as soon as they come, our team starts their research, and within a very short time span we are able to audit these blockchains, and we develop a methodology, and we develop the right research systems and the capabilities to audit on these blockchains. And the thing that we offer is that we audit all blockchains, all projects at all time spans. So another thing, a recent new initiative has been the Quill Academy. So the Quill Academy has been for developers who want to shift from Web2 to Web3, or who are already in Web3 want to get into auditing. So the idea was to help them learn, then help them practice, and now we've evolved to helping them earn also. So that it's like a complete funnel. We help them learn through our auditing cohorts, in which we selected 10 fellows, and we received 2,000 plus registrations in our first go. Then after these 10 fellows graduated, we started competitions or challenges for them for 4 or 5 months, where a challenge was launched every single week. We launched 30 plus challenges, and we had 200 consistent users who were solving these challenges. I think one of the people who I was interacting with mentioned that we need power users for each project. We don't need 1,000 users, we don't need millions of users, we just need those hundreds of users who are dedicated to building on your project or learning from you. So that is what we were able to achieve from the Capture the Flag challenges. And now we've given them an opportunity to earn also, because you practiced, you've done some on-chain practice with war games, the CTF competitions, and now you want to use those skills that you've built to actually make a difference and to actually get a payout also, because you are putting in your time and effort. So we started a red teaming service. In this red teaming service, if you're a project who's either unable to afford auditing, or even though you've you've got auditing from a certain firm, you also want another opinion of an expert team. So it's like a cool gang of hackers hanging out together, from all the different places in the world. They just come together, and with all their expertise, they also audit this project. And once they audit the project, they also create a comprehensive report. We combine our internal reports and the reports from the Quill Red team to provide the project, an unbeatable defense. So that's the concept behind the Quill Red team. And another service that we offer is the open source intelligent and forensic services. CID देखा है सबने? तो CID में एक वो आता था ना जो लैब में इन्वेस्टिगेशन करता था पूरी, वो क्रिएट करता था कि क्या सीन चल रहा है पीछे और क्या गड़बड़ हुई है सारी. तो that also we do, but for crypto transactions. Yeah. Sorry. You're right. So that is what we do for crypto transactions, because hack तो हो गया और फिर हमने हर जगह PR कर दी, बता दिया सबको कि ये hack हुआ है. But now it's also important to know that how the hack happened, and after the hack, how the flow of funds have occurred. So we create transaction visualizations of all the transactions. इस account से इस account में funds गए, then it went to a cash mixer, and then it was laundered through different accounts. And that is a service we also offer to different projects to see अगर कोई fraudulent activity or some malevolent activity is going on the systems. And also we publish regular post-mortem reports through which you can actually see कि कैसे हो रहे हैं hacks, how the hack happened. We get into the hacker's mindset and we recreate the hacks, and also after the hack what has happened. So that's our forensics. So that's all. Thank you so much. And you can reach out if you have a project for auditing or any other service. Now I think we have the panel discussion, for which I would like to invite Preetam sir and introduce all the panelists as well. So, we have Pranay from L Bank. Is Pranay here? I think Pranay was here some time ago. Pranay? Can we get Pranay from, excuse me guys? You need to get Pranay. Okay, can you fetch Pranay please? Thank you. We also have Anupam. I think Anupam was, please sir. Good luck to have you. And we have Shantanu sir on the panel, sir, and Vikas sir also. This I don't know sir कैसे हो गया ये, I am so sorry. ये पता है?
Start now, so we're having good OGs here, and they are building the products from 2016 to 2017. And we'll start from a quick intro, what product you're building and how you're making sure your product is going to win in this market, right? So we'll start with the Vikas, then Anupam, then Pranay, and then Shantanu. Quick intro on how you're making sure your product is going to win.
I think I actually got a chance to go in pretty detail about my product. Is there anyone else have joined, who have not seen? Okay, I'll still give this. So hi guys, I'm Vikas Singh. I'm the CEO and co-founder for NFTFN.xyz. What we do allow is that we fill the gap for NFT buyers and speculators where they do not find their way to actually hedge the downside risk of NFTs. That's what the gap we fill. If you have actually bought any premium NFTs, but you are worried about the nose-diving prices, I think you deserve a right to hedge your prices, hedge your downside risk of that NFT by going short. Otherwise, for the speculators, they can go long and short.
So that's what we are doing, and I think we add so much value to the NFT buyers and in general traders, because we add so much liquidity back to the NFT ecosystem, because it's always questionable whether the NFT market is going to come back or not. And that's what we are believing, that NFT is going to come back, and a lot of institutions are actually entering the Web3 just via the NFT route. So we think the NFT market is going to come back really, really strong. And to make just one point last, it was first bear market for NFTs. I think we are going to come back strong. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, so my name is Anupam. I'm the founder and CEO of Dynamite. So with Dynamite, what we try to do is move money on blockchain. I think one thing that blockchain has done right is do cross-border payments, and something that I've always been excited about. Before 2010, I don't know how many of you were able to do cross-border payments. I don't think like you could move from 10 rupees to 10,000 to 10 crores without anybody ever questioning you. That blockchain has made it possible. But we are solving all the caveats of Swift payment right now. The Swift network kind of hinders over the weekend, and can be used as a political weapon. We want to move money as freely as possible in various countries. So whether it be crypto to fiat, fiat to crypto, and most importantly, fiat to fiat. So that's what we are doing on top of blockchain.
Hi everyone, my name is Pranay, and I've been involved in finance for the last 9 years. For the past 3, I've been working and involved in various Web3 companies, and right now I'm representing L-Bank, which is the regular top 15 in the world centralized exchange. And loads of people, they always have really weird faces when it comes to anything centralized exchange or asset management, mainly because of all the scams that have happened. So I think meetups like this is where I learn most of what I know, apart from white papers, I guess. So if anybody has questions related to how they work and everything, I think it's extremely important to let everybody know about why these scams happen and how important they are, because that's where a lot of the learnings and a lot of future proofing happens when these scams or something of this sort is exposed. So yeah, really glad to be here.
Hi everyone, Shantanu Sharma. I'm heading growth and marketing at EasyFi Network. Been in this space for around 8 odd years. Been there, done that. Started from Bitcoin mining and Ethereum mining, and then some amount of investment. लोगों से बैठ के बातें करता था, उनको Bitcoins में जाता था. Okay, one-on-one, N-on-one, those kind of things. And then I had the opportunity to meet Vikas. He was the first friend and colleague that I got to know in the actual industry which I was working. Otherwise, I was only a working silo. So my oldest friend here. And so currently I'm heading marketing with EasyFi Network. EasyFi Network is a lending protocol. We were the first lending protocol on any layer 2 network. So we started off with Matic, which is Polygon now. And the idea was to build different kind of lending products which are already there in the traditional finance industry and move them to the decentralized finance industry. So collateralized lending, uncollateralized lending, micro lending, salary loans. So those kind of things is what we had at ideation. And we've had a roller coaster journey, which a lot of people know. And currently we are focused on building a product called margin trading on Texas. So that product is going to be basically trying to emulate under-collateralized lending, because when you do leverage lending, you actually take an under-collateralized loan and then you leverage your assets to create your own positions. So that's what we're working on, and a couple of more things. In step 4, we'll discuss when we get the time to do that. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Block period, can you guys try to get all the guys inside? काफी लोग बाहर हैं. Okay. So we will start with Sampu sir, because you are a great storyteller. So okay.
Pritam, please. We are here.
Okay, so I am Pritam. I am co-founder and CEO of Quill Audits, and we are a Web3 cybersecurity company that I think Sanket said everything, how we do, what we do, and everything. And we also started our journey in 2017-18 with all the OGs there, and that's what we do. So we'll start with Shantanu sir. What do you feel? What are the most concerns, or you will say the misconceptions that users are having when they approach any Web3 product, right? What they have the concerns or any misconceptions they are having when they are approaching any Web3 product.
So are you talking about people who don't know Web3? Or?
Yeah, don't know Web3. And what your product face, like the EasyFi face and the current product you are building?
See, the EasyFi never had a problem because we were already deep into this entire industry, and we had already, the founders had already run a couple of other products. Called, one of them was Fox, and during that point in time, DeFi was a big buzzword. So we capitalized on that buzzword, and we were able to get a huge amount of TVL in a very short span of time. So we had around 40 million worth of TVL in the first 48 hours. Okay. And we maintained that huge TVL, about 16-17 million TVL for a very long time, almost a year. And but so user-wise, because there were already some mature users, not many, alright, but there were many mature users, around 10,000 odd holders we had of these tokens. So that majority was there. But if I really look at the real, I wouldn't say misconception, but an issue when it comes to real from Web 2 people or people who are from the Web 2 industry come to Web 3 was, I think one which everybody knows and faces is the experience that we have. I think the biggest hurdle in the experience is the tech knowledge that somebody needs to have about how to handle the MetaMask and how to handle the wallets. That it starts from the basics there. Baki, the entire concept of actually getting into lending solutions and finding out what decentralized lending is all about, that comes much later. So the basic problem which I believe I also faced when the first time I used was the handling of the wallet, handling of the assets in the wallet, transfer of assets, the user interaction, the experiences. I think that is where the basic crux was. Once you take that big leap on that, people really get into understanding. But I think the first thing, before you go into lending and lending solutions and you move to real product of DeFi, people still need to understand how to transfer from one place to the other. Okay, that was one of the areas where I found even new people I met, right? Transfer is everything. How does it work really?
And how like EasyFi made it easy for the users to understand?
For the DeFi, the lending protocol that we had, I think the industry itself was very mature because we already had, not very mature, but that specific area was still mature because we already had Compound, which was doing well. We had Aave, which had gone into this entire thing. So there was a lot of work already happening in that area. But yeah, our basic, the way that we handled it was absolutely, user-based, guides that we created as how you actually do lending, how do you actually get into, I think we were only focused on people who actually understand how to handle their assets. So it was very easy for us because हमने फिर guides बनाए, हमने one-on-one interactions किया, we actually did a lot of videos that we made for ourselves. That's very basic marketing strategy what we did.
Yes, so there are various categories of people and they all face different issues. At the most basic level, somebody who doesn't know anything, the major hurdle that you face is just the technological aspect. Like what exactly is this? And then you have the misconceptions which come in. Unless you are part of meetups like this or you have a certain idea of knowledge, most people will still just shy away from crypto, especially people who are, let's say, of an older generation. They just shy away from all of this thinking that, okay, this is just another scam or another Ponzi scheme. We've seen loads of scenes of this happening. When it comes to other people though, I think onboarding and on-ramping, both aspects, on-ramping as well as on-ramping, be it any site, I think that is a very major hurdle that most people face. Even when it comes to something as simple as doing a KYC. So most sites nowadays, even if you're Web3, if you're withdrawing money or you have anything happening, you do require a KYC. And what we see is 80%, over 80% of users will just give up sometime somewhere and then just go off to something else. So onboarding users is one of the major issues that most people face.
Yeah, Priya, that's a very interesting question, especially for us because we always want to target people from Web2 and do payments on Web3 infrastructure. So we try to make the Binance product very simple to use. We don't require them to use any MetaMask. They can just use their normal email. They can, all the things that Sir mentioned over here. They just remove all the barriers for them to just, come on board and basically put in their INR and transact just like they're doing on PayPal or Wise. But that's what I've been believed to the core, right? that users should use blockchain in the backend and they should not even realize that we're using blockchain, but still using blockchain. So that's something we kind of have to do.
I guess what in our application generally, when I say our, in the sense like Web3 public blockchain facing products, they have to have an interaction with the wallets. Now account abstractions are coming, they can actually ease out, iron out a lot of issues. But today, the way we have handled it in NFTFN, we have actually combined initial 3-4 steps like selecting the right chain, verifying whether it is the right chain, and then ensuring that the wallet opens up by itself, give them the pop-up to sign the things by itself. What we have done, we have automated all these things. So user should not feel that, okay, the page has opened. Now what is the immediate first step that I need to do? And that's where we think that we have actually eased the pain of user, that they are not dumbstruck what to do next. It's just that they just follow the instruction. So it feels like somebody is hand-holding and making them do what they are supposed to do. So I understand there are challenges in bringing the user from Web 2 to Web 3, but user experience, I guess the designers, if there are any designers, I will call you directly that the issues which are faced by blockchain has to be solved by design. And founders have to work really, really hard with the designers, with the UX experts, that they can actually somehow wrap that problem in an easy step 1, step 2, step 3 kind of things. Yeah, that's what I guess.
Yeah, completely agree. I think Web3 UX need too much work, and there can be more starters around Web3 UX. Because the wallet and the UX is the first entry to the Web3, to move from Web 2 to Web3. So my next question, because let me start from there. So what should be the perfect checklist for a Web3 founder or Web3 product to gain or to build the credibility and for the trust for the users that the product that you're like the NFT and any product they are using? So what should be the checklist to build more trust and build more credibility for the users for your product?
I think,
and what you are doing currently?
Oh, absolutely. I am following a checklist. First of all, have a face for the project. Not every next project is going to be sushi. So my first and foremost is this, like put your reputation on the line, have more interactions with the community, talk it more, because when you, first of all, it's a two-way effect. It's not just that it's like I am gaining trust on my product just because I'm showing my face. It's like you can give me some insight which will help my product maybe 100 times. We recently was casually I was talking to one guy and he gave me one idea which actually can generate net new revenue within my product. And I was like, amazing, like this is how I think, like first and foremost, go out there, be available, be present, show up. That will, like almost 80 to 90% problems will get solved by just interacting with your target audience or industry persons like who understand in what direction you are going. Second, if you are new to Web3 projects, make sure that you are going through at least either an independent audit or a thorough audit of your smart contracts from a reputable company just like Quill Audits. Make sure that these reports are out and be thorough in that, like, okay, these are the areas where anyway the reports are going to be public, your smart contracts are going to be public. When do you do all of these things? It is up to the founders in their journey, because sometimes it's a factor of cost as well, but you have to have that. This is not like a good to have, it's a must have. And other than that, create videos which can actually again help your customers to go from point A to point B. That's it. Then create another video which takes your customer from point B to point C. I really love like the way Dynamite or Binamite also has their video already wrapped up, because it gives me immediate quick from point A to point B, and that A and B points are completely starting to the end. So I can immediately gauge what is the product all about. And we are also doing a lot of like documentation around our product. We are making sure that the documentation is also multi languages, like top 3, top 4 languages: English, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, because we know that these are the top countries from where the more educated, more sophisticated customers come. And you should not alienate your product from a Japanese customer, from a Chinese customer. That's what we are doing. So I think I'll stop there. I mean, the list goes on, but I really pay, and yes, I pay insane amount of focus on the user experience. Insane. I'm obsessed with the user experience in my product, because tech is one thing which eventually will get wrapped in the design. So yeah, these are the things.
Thank you. I mean, 100% agree with Vikas. If there is one industry that needs trust, it's this one. And since we've been through ICO days also, the kind of projects that came and they scammed so many people, the social proof is required. It's just not that I'm me putting my face on the website. That's of course great, but there are a lot of anonymous founders who want to stay anonymous. The one way that they can do social proofing is because just create their Twitter or Telegram and be like Vikas and be more responsive to the audience, to their customers. So yeah, I think that's definitely required, the social proofing.
Yeah, so for most item-based finance, be centralized exchanges or decentralized ones, I think there is a big question about what exactly.
My actions ensuring that my eyes are always on the community groups that we are in, the Twitter, the Telegram, the Discords, the LinkedIn's of the world, wherever we have a face towards the industry, towards the community. That becomes paramount. So you have to listen to your community. You have to cater to them step by step. हर समय उनको हमारी जरूरत होती है, because they are the ones who put money into this company. Right? So they need to know a few things. They need to be updated. So, and you may have one community, you may have 10 different channels. Your focus has to be on each of them equally. So you decide how you want to divide your attention. But community is done.
Completely agree. I think we have to, as Vikas mentioned, the documentation is important. The community is also important to build understanding of your product. So my next question, Vikas, again, we have seen many black swan events like FTX, Aero Capital. So as a Web3 product, like how we can build trust again on Web3, and as a founder, like we have seen those products. As a founder, how you build trust inside you? Yeah, Web3 may develop that, and how we can motivate our team in Web3? We should be there, right?
I think, yeah, once things falls down like house of cards, we have seen like we are in the nose landing situation from almost 1.5 years now. I guess it becomes really, really hard for anybody to not to, I mean, we really need an ounce of steam to not to leave this industry and still be determined to actually continue to push in this direction. I have very simple phenomena that I relate to, that this is one kind of a new internet that is being shaped up right now. And maybe I will not say that the funds that we generally lost, and my heart goes out to them, they actually, it's very hard-earned money and it should not have happened. But since this became a reality and now the ecosystem has some pains, but it really should not deter the founders to not to try something really aspirational, like the way we are going. We are highly dependent on the NFT ecosystem. And as Naval says, like, have some leverage. I mean, take some contradictory bets and win them. And when you win a contradictory bet, it's going to give you exponential returns. Having a Bitcoin in 2016 and prior, understanding them, owning even 0.1 Bitcoin also, has given people exponential return. And that was a contrarian bet back then. A lot of friends have actually just not believed in it, even since now. So, I mean, anyway, coming back to the question, we think that this new kind of internet is shaping up. And this new kind of internet requires different kind of products. We do not have, I would say, a proper reputation solution even now. I have written 80 pages worth of Google Doc on portable reputation in 2017. I have had a word with a lot of people. How can a portable reputation can help? I have been a vocal person related to the decentralized nature of social network. How can we decentralize Fiverr and all these things, and then this from the ground up it can actually become a network. So all of these things. So I'm saying it's a new internet. You have a chance to create a new kind of Amazon, new kind of search platform, new kind of data indexation platform. Subgraph is one. So I would say there is a lot of world to be explored. I guess yes, there are some setbacks, but we cannot get like that this is a wrong path. I would say that's my two solutions.
I would like to argue that these USDs and FTXs will keep happening. There is no I'm sure you guys remember BitConnect. After BitConnect went down, we were like, okay, this was the last of it. We will not hear again. I mean, then FTX happened, and then USD happened, Clear Capital happened, and I'm sure 2-3 years down the line, when the bull run comes, there's going to be another 2-3 scams. Billions of dollars will be lost. So one thing that I would also like to add in that checklist is that regulation side of things, which is why at Dynamite the first thing we did is get regulatory license from the US. We are regulated by FinCEN, we report to them every month all the payments that we are doing. So every product can go out there and actually try to find some licenses that they can get for themselves. That is the first thing I guess the users should also look at. I mean, look at the regulatory world. There are Satyams and all the financial frauds that are happening in the regulatory world, and I'm sure till the time regulation coming Web3, we'll just see more frequent cases of these scams being happening again and again. I have no doubt.
Yeah, I completely agree. With any new technology, you will see and hear about more new scams than ever before. This is a cycle which has proven itself. Unless the market matures way quickly than we imagine, I think it is an absolute fact that stuff like this is bound to happen. I think with all these 2-3 scams that we mentioned, be it FTX, be it 3AC, etc., people did wake up to what exactly quantitative analysis is, and ensuring that if there's any company that you're putting your money in, ensure that they have a proper board of directors, ensure there are different people in charge, and all the power is not just in the hands of one person or just a very small group of individuals with no external shareholders at all. Because in an environment where it's still, as you mentioned again, not that regulated, you do need external shareholders or some amount of accountability. Otherwise, you just have people here just gambling away with other people's funds, which is the worst form.
They spoke so well, I forgot the question.
We've seen many black swan events like FTX, Clear Capital, right? So as a Web3 product, how we can rebuild trust in these kind of events? Yeah. And continue building in Web3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand. You spoke so well. So I think in two ways, look at what Vikas said was until unless, I believe until unless people deep dive into really understand the business aspect of Web3, scams will keep on happening. They will always be bad actors. So be ready for that. So whenever there's something new which comes in, there will be bad actors. Okay, Bitcoin mein, there were bad actors. Exchanges mein, there were bad actors. And so it all belongs to people, individuals. So you can't change human nature much. Okay, hence the only way that you can actually build something good or something where you can have trust is how we can involve the community in building the product that you are making. Alright, I'm always for something called a DAO. Alright, build something where people are involved. हाँ ठीक है आप अपना प्रोडक्ट बनाइए, but you have to find a place where users get involved in the growth of the of the product of the industry, and not only as a user but also as a contributor, as a provider of something. So yeah, I think one of the ways where I believe that you can actually start Easify is en route to becoming a DAO in some time, where the people take care of the governance, the community takes care of the governance. If you hold my token, you own the governance. Yes, you have the right to vote and you decide on what you want to vote. So I think one way we can do is, of course, education comes also. People have to be educated, people have to understand this, and that can come from industry leaders only. And this is a space where you actually require one-to-one interactions. You cannot do with just having a course or just having a video thrown across, or just having somebody writing something about it. This has to be a hand-holding till the time you reach a point wherein everybody just a okay? People had an issue with internet earlier as well. It took 20 years. So please be ready to put in that amount of time. There will be bad actors, so be ready for that. But yes, yeah.
Sorry, I was just saying that all these checklists. I'm sure you would agree that FTX and Luna followed all of it, like whatever they've mentioned. And I think the one reason, the one trust factor that we can boil down to is that the FTX Japan, all the users got their funds back. The only reason because they were regulated there, they were licensed. So my point of contention over here is, yes, all of that thing Vikas mentioned, starts mentioning is important. But if you are using with users' funds, you have to be licensed, you have to be regulated. There must be some authority who will be looking by your shoulders, and you can show that to your users that you have this regulated license. I think that since we are talking about trust, I think there's no better trust in that.
Centralized, I'm not sure. I mean, we are in a decentralized world. Are you suggesting that we should have a centralized authority?
Why not?
Why not decentralized authority?
I mean, is it better to be scammed with billions of dollars or not have a centralized?
It's not better to be scammed. I said, can the people be held responsible for running a company? Yes, they can. So the issue is, if there is central authority everywhere, there will always be a different kind of pressure. And one, you will not make money, user will not make money. Alright? If it's a decentralized world, I suggest there should be, so for running the entire thing, we have to have some kind of governance. One would look at some kind of governance which is people held. I mean, I'm just suggesting.
No, 100%. Like this is now.
It's just a counter argument that I wanted to understand from you. That's it.
No, like I understand. My point of contention is more towards centralized product, of course. But with decentralization, I'm sure there must be some way, right, for us to protect the users and build trust.
Okay, I think the final outcome is we should not trust anyone in Web3 even centralized or decentralized. We should do our corporate due diligence by interacting with any tab or any product. That's the outcome. Okay. Again, we'll start with Anupam. So, what do you feel is a checklist for a successful Web3 product that and trust, right? And what's the importance of Web3 cybersecurity in Web3? Yeah, like Web3 cybersecurity.
Okay, well, Web3 cybersecurity, I think super important. Not just Web3, Web2 cybersecurity is also important, protecting the users so that they are not attacked by the bad actors. And guys, you guys are playing a great role there. So kudos to you guys. Successful products, let's say Polygon and Binance.
What do you feel? What successful checklist Polygon followed to like earn user trust and become a big company? What do you feel? What
is a decentralized product or a decentralized product?
Any product, it's a Web3 product, but checklist they have followed to earn the user trust. Like we now love Polygon, right? Everyone loves Polygon. What do you feel? What checklist they have followed, and what checklist you are following?
Yeah, so like Vikas also started mentioning, right? Having the face, having the product demo, having the documents, all of these things are super important. And Sir also mentioned the same things, having all the documents out and putting your face out there. If you want to be anonymous, then have a community, build a DAO, be out there to respond to users. I guess it's just basic, things. And if you add the cherry on the top, which is a license, I think that's great also.
Okay, interesting. So, Vikas, so usually same, I think, let me rephrase. What's the importance of Web3 cybersecurity? I think you could say more like deep on it. What's the importance of cybersecurity in Web3 space?
I think I mentioned it once while I was answering Sandeep's question, like what is audit. I guess in Web 2.0, normally like we have like these VATT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. You have like I think SOC 3 kind of security standards, and there are standards by which your normal application in Web 2.0 goes through, and you, if somehow take care of these entry gates, then you can be sure that you are going to give an impeccable experience to your user. I think this is again I'm saying because that was a security phenomena or mechanism for Web 2.0. Now cut to Web 3.0. It's a new kind of internet. It requires new way to ensure that you plug these holes. And that's where the security is. There are sometimes day zero vulnerabilities in the smart contracts. Sometimes people respond to them on Twitter in a way. I mean, there are Immunify. There are a lot of projects like that where CTFs being done by you. And I really love the like CTF to red team to.
You ask a question. Even a personal question can be. Let's go in the AMI. Hello. Hello,
I don't have a question, but I have a comment that when you were talking about as a topic which we discussed, building user-tested verification. So, gentlemen from LBank said that there is a problem in the elderly, not recognizing whole technology and everything. That's the reason why the investments are not coming. People are not coming on board in trading. See, it is very well covered here that you have to remove the complexities involved in the transaction process is happening. You cannot expect them to learn this on-ramp, and everything else. As was addressed by Dynamite here, that everything has to go in, so it has to go in even you don't have to actually go into the complexity of understanding these things. So, as a whole, creating trust in Web3 would come from mass adoption, which would come when people are using it, when they have the ease of executing everything without getting into the hassle of understanding each and every terms you do at the back end. So this is something which is, and everything else where you should have community and everything, everything supported.
Oh yeah, so the only reason I made that comment about the older generation is, see, centralized exchanges are probably the first step that most people take into crypto trading. So you heard about cryptocurrency, the first thing you hear is, "Acha, theek hai, itne paise mein isne itna banaya." So for people like me and most of my friends, this is how we heard about it. So when centralized exchanges, their UI is so complicated and everything, it does stop loads of people from taking that first step. So it's mostly people who have traded or have tried trading, and then you attend meetups, and then you learn more, and then you read white paper after you have, a proper loss while trading. So this has been a journey for most people, and I think most centralized exchanges, despite the fact that we do have educational events, we do have our entire academy and LBank Academy, just to help educate people about everything that's happening and how to trade as well, it is creating a bit of a barrier, and that's where other companies which have much more simpler UIs, that's where they come in. And the thing is, LBank is more focused on people who trade with large amounts of money. So we have a slightly different view of things altogether. But yeah, onboarding does become difficult then.
I just wanted to make a comment here. When it talks about older generation, okay. I'm not old. Who said I'm old? Okay, so I'm not talking myself. I'm saying when it comes to older generation, in my household, it was my father. My father's 80 right now. Right? My father was all about 72, 73 when he bought his first Bitcoin. He was the first one who bought the Bitcoin at home. Somebody came and said Bitcoin, and then he said, okay, I'll buy it. All right, 72. So he understood the entire process. He downloaded ZPay. He understood कि भाई कैसे transfer होता है. He understood everything, and he bought his first Bitcoin at 25,000 rupees. All right, way back in 2000. So you need other people who are older generation. I have to see how to say. All right, या फिर pardon my word, they have all those people to put money and take the risk. That's what it is. So yeah, I'm very proud of the fact that he bought it. I knew about Bitcoin since 2011. The first time I read white paper was in 2011. It was like I could never get a chance to buy it or just forgot about it. It's my dad who reintroduced me to Bitcoin, and here I am. He still asks, Bitcoin कितने का हो गया? All right.
No, I think I 100% agree with Shantanu. I think we should never underestimate how smart the users are. Users are super smart, and but we should just work on products that make the journey as smooth as possible. And like Vikas rightly mentioned, if you are putting up a MetaMask, if your product requires a MetaMask, then make it as easy as possible for the user to be able to get it. At the end of the day, you should not care what chain the funds are going, what network they are using. Is it L1, is it L2, yada yada yada, like there's so many complexities. So like as smooth you can make it possible, I think that product will win. And I think he's building a winner.
I have a question for Anupam. Anupam, you said regulation is very important. So when I initially learned about Web3, the essence of it was decentralization, right? Aren't we using that essence if we go towards regulation and everything?
Absolutely. So it's the same thing Shantanu also mentioned, right? It's very difficult, right? Regulation has to be there for the mass adoption. I don't think, in my personal opinion, that DApp, for example, there were so many dApps built back in 2017, 2018, they're nowhere to be found, and they got funding massively. So the mass adoption has to happen when these products get out there, especially the exchanges, the products that are using your hard-earned money. I truly believe that the regulation has to come first for those products to apply for regulation. I'm not blaming the products that they are not having the license or whatnot. It's the regulation is not out there. But some progressive countries like Japan and the US, they're gonna have these regulations. So we should encourage products to go out and get a license if possible. And in all honesty, the decentralization part can still be there while being regulated. I guess somehow possible because, yeah.
Are there any innovative ways, that there's a middle way out?
No, there is no middle way out. He's right. I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate to what I said earlier. I love the concept of a DAO. I love the concept of communities taking care of the business, right? But essentially, this limits the entire community as well. Unless somebody from Web2 comes back in through a proper understanding and education and becomes part of Web3, he still lingers on wherever he is right now. He will not be part of Web3. So, our community limited हो जाती है. As soon as you bring regulation, that expansion comes in. Okay, now I can put money here, right? So, regulation in many ways for the business is important. For the operations, it can be decentralized in many ways. But then you have to have oversight. You need to have audits, which keep on happening from time to time. This is one part, and the other part is it's an open world. People may go somewhere or the other where there is no regulation and start working from there. That's what happened to FTX in Bahamas just by taking all the licenses wherever they are. So yeah, got to be the only middle path is there has to be a regulation to run the business so that people are more confident. Like somebody mentioned, कि farmer कैसे पता चलेगा उसको कि भैया कैसे करना है. All I require is somebody says, okay, I can handle this entire thing in the laws of the land. If something happens, God forbid, but essentially the operation or the product can be decentralized in many ways.
So there are two things I invested in my life: FTX, SBF, whatever, and USDC. I had USDC in FTX. So significant amount, right? Before they were going down, the day before they were, I fortunately was able to take them out. So which is why I'm pro regulation, is because I trusted both of them and they both betrayed me. USDC started depegging a month later or 2 months later, right? So they both kind of over in the situation, but if they were both licensed, regulated and looked upon like FTX Japan, all the people, 100% of the people got their money back. So.
Okay, I just want to add few things because the topic is really interesting. So recently Vitalik put out a paper with 5-6 people, and that talks about exactly like this. Like there are very fundamental things which cryptocurrency solves is the right to privacy for commerce. So even in the Indian constitution or you go to any other country's constitution, right to commerce is not explicitly written. But if I stop or if I hijack your right to commerce, trust me, you will not be able to live. Why? Even because you cannot do transaction. For anything to happen in your life, you have to have a right to commerce. And that's what these regulations encapsulates it in. It's this thing, right?
So Vitalik, coming back to the Vitalik's paper actually talks about, so a founder of Tornado Cash recently got, he was identified and then he was pulled into, and then he's right now, I think, serving right now. But he's in jail just because writing Tornado Cash smart contract. Underlying technology is permissionless. I wrote a smart contract. So somehow it's like saying this, that Facebook पे बहुत सारे scam हो रहे हैं या UPI पे बहुत सारे scam हो रहे हैं, मैं जाता हूँ NPCI के founder को उठाता हूँ और मैं उसको जेल में डाल देता हूँ. So we should be like, we have to take a step back, try to relate कि Web 2.0 में क्या है और Web 3.0 में क्या है. So the point that I want to allude to is this. It's a very like a छोटा up and down है, but regulations, जब आपने बोला कि cryptocurrency regulation opposite है, ये बहुत ही typical question हो जाता है. हमें समझना होगा कि as a user हमें कितनी liberty है, right? और उस liberty को हम कहाँ exercise कर रहे हैं? I mean law of the land क्या है? Law of the land में India का, to be very frank, India is such a strong country. We do not need crypto, but place yourself in the shoes of Zimbabwe में एक बार आप जाके देखिए. ठीक है, और वी से जो कंट्री क्या नाम, वेनेजुएला, वियतनाम आता है वी बट वेनेजुएला या डेवलपर सारा म्यूजिक, वेनेजुएला जाके आप देखिए, आप एक बार अपने आप को वहां जाके देखिए कि आप सुबह गए, आपने जॉब करते टाइम करेंसी का एक प्राइस है, शाम तक आए उस करेंसी का जो वैल्यू है वो खत्म हो गया. वहां पे लोग पता है करेंसी से सबसे पहले क्या करते हैं, वो दूध खरीद लेते हैं, क्योंकि दूध का प्राइस भी इतनी तेजी से डाउन होता है. आप अपने आप को एक बार उस सिचुएशन में डाल के देखिए जहां पे ना क्रिप्टो करेंसी becomes the only savior. I would not say banking, I mean central banking system I would say. Banking as a facility is desperately needed for everyone. Everybody wants to become a bank. But the central banks actually is the thing. I will not again go into those lanes. I'm again coming back to what a user can or cannot do. Vitalik's paper talks about how a user or how the countries can actually maintain the enough knowledge about the end customer while giving them the right to commerce. So that's the crux. So I would say the question actually came from that and recent improvements I would say, because again cryptocurrency ecosystem, Web3 ecosystem is still, Vitalik still writes amazing paper. He's like a prodigy, still committing to that ecosystem, writing papers. And this time actually is like, it's great set, MIT, Stanford and other giga OGs. So I think yeah, that's all my little bit about it.
I'll ask you one thing. If we all were so decentralized loving people and we want decentralized product, decentralized everything, why are we desperately wanting ETFs to be out there? Since 2015, 2016, ETFs, because that exposes us, the decentralized world, to a new set of users. And I think that's where the mass adoption is. Which is why we are like, ETFs है तो भाई हो गया अभी ले लो.
So the question is like most of the Web3 projects were running on funding that they got in 2021 and 2020. But now we see that those fundings are like about to vanish. So what do you think when the time will reach when Web3 projects will actually reach to the level of sustainable, profitable businesses instead of just running because of funding? And the other question is, where do you think like there are different types of Web3 projects, for example, crypto exchanges, DAOs, dApps, security and governance. So where do you think the most, which projects will be able to reach that profitability in the shortest period of time except crypto exchanges?
Okay, I think so it depends on what kind of product you are building, right? You just mentioned कि they raise the funding and 1-2 साल में बंद हो गए, right? So So we started in 2017 and we've seen so many startups and like my खुद के friends they just know the startup and now they're saying they're looking for job, right? Like do you have any job, right? So it depends on what kind of product you're building, right? Like if you are building any JetPay or anything, right? Any cryptocurrency exchange you're building, you are still profitable, right? And if you are building just the NFT product, like we met so many founders there, क्या build कर रहे हो? We're building NFT exchange बोलते पंजाबी singers, क्यों build कर रहे हो पता नहीं, right? तो वो तो एक 6 महीने बाद बंद होना है ना, तो you should identify what's the size of the market you should build it so that you can make the money out of it, right?
Yeah, so that was my second question too. According to you, I'm not asking like the exact answer, we don't have that, but according to you, what kind of project can reach that profitability in the shortest period of time, except crypto exchanges?
I think the most important is the market share. There's the first step, that is the wallet, right? And the wallet is the first that can easily profitable because the wallet is the first step anyone is moving from Web 2 to Web 3 and it's the fast thing to make profitability. And the second is the security and auditing company where bootstrap from last 5 years we are good profitable, right? Yeah.
I'll give a generic idea because I think if you look at any project per se, हम जब भी बोलते हैं startup करना है, there has to be an objective. Why? All right. If there is a startup which has successfully answered a question like this in a sphere which has seen a problem, so क्या problem solve हो रही है? All right. क्या वो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो रही है और क्या उस प्रॉब्लम जो हो रही है वहाँ पे एक जो टैम है इज ह्यूज. The market has to be there to address that particular problem. Once that problem is there, then you have to be very clear of the objective that you want to make a startup on, and then break it down into making your own. So जिन startups के I mean, it can be an exchange, why not? It can be an exchange, it can be a wallet, it can be it can be an FTN, inshallah. NFTN, okay, it can be Dynamite, it can be anyone which is answering a critical problematic question, and there is a fantastic addressable market there. Email se bhejo crypto, addressable market bhi hai, all right. NFTN, there is no NFTN perpetuals, perpetual which is based on NFT index, any. So that's the addressable market that they're looking at. People own NFTs, people are margin traders, people are perpetual traders, उनको चाहिए ऐसा है. And that's exactly what is addressing.
Thank you.
That's what it is. Yeah. I hope.
What are you building so that you ask this question? क्या build कर रहे हो? Actually, I think तभी ये question आया था अंदर.
So I am into Web3 marketing. So I help Web3 projects build trust in the ecosystem with the help of content, whether it is through social media, because the series of events that happened in 2022. After that, a lot of people have lost trust in the Web3 ecosystem. Not particularly Web3 natives, but we have reduced the speed of that onboarding more and more people. So I help Web3 projects building that trust again in the community and onboarding more people with the power of content through blogs, through Twitter content, LinkedIn, like any social media platforms, and creating content in the community. So that is what I do.
I think that you are doing good job to educate the users and building the trust inside.
Thank you.
Perfect. I think we are done with the session. Thanks for all the speakers.
Thank you so much, guys. We have some cool words from your audience for all of you guys. That was such an awesome panel. I personally learned a lot from it, and I'm glad to be here with all the veterans. Guys, let's give a round of applause for all of us. We also have words from socially for all the quiz winners. So first was Nilesh. Is Nilesh still here? Hi, thank you so much, Nilesh. He was first in that quiz of our crypto quest. Next up we have Yogesh. Is Yogesh still there? Yogesh is not here, okay? Okay, Shastru, we have another point for you for winning the quiz. One good check. Now there was Meta TXN. We have Prayag, founder of Socially winning his own money. Now I guess. Okay, we don't have the sixth position, but we love to give you the one. Okay, last one was Avi. Avi is still there. Okay, Avi is here. Now the next one was Varun. Varun, you are at position 6. Alright guys, thank you so much for attending the first of our event. Please give a round of applause for all of our team, for all the team that has been counting for all the days. It was not coming here. Agenda or aim of our event was that it would connect with new people, learn something new, and just hopefully if you have learned something new and made any new connections, it was worth the event. There's food and pizza right outside. Please have it there. And thank you so much for all your time.
Bye बोल दो इधर bye.
Bye guys.